What's up, guys? MADScientist7890 here. I'm going to do my Q&A video here for you guys. First, I'm going to get a little shout out here to Most Extreme Wrestling. You know, they do Q&A videos and wrestling discussion stuff. You guys should check these guys out. They do a John Morrison update thing that's really cool. But yeah, definitely check these guys out. And they sent me some questions for my Q&A. The first one is, what do you think are the lamest and fakest wrestling moves? You know, Kali Chop's pretty weak. It's pretty dumb looking as well. This next move here, I think a lot of people like it, but I think it looks really fake. The 619, I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of it. The 5-knuckle shuffle, fake looking. Attitude adjustment, it's not really fake, it just looks lame. It's just a real unoriginal, just doesn't do much for me. I think it's kind of stupid looking. And then the zigzag, Dolph Ziggler zigzag, I mean, anybody can just run up behind somebody and just like jump and just throw them on the ground. I don't know. Just to me, it just kind of seems it. And then Wade Barrett's Wasteland. What? It's dumb. Really? It's just. I mean, if you were throwing them onto like thumbtacks or glass or something, could have a reason. But it just, other than that, it looks dumb. Next question, they said, what was my favorite WWE like music volume? I didn't really have any of them, actually. The only one I actually had was the WWE Originals, and the only reason I had it was because I was in line to get an autograph from Rey Mysterio, and I was under the assumption that we had to have something for him to sign because they didn't have anything for us to sign to take, and I was in Slackers, and they did not have anything else. They didn't have a Mysterio DVD, a poster, not a nothing. So the only thing I could find was this WWE Originals CD that had music from, you know, the wrestlers did themselves, and Mysterio was on it, and I had him sign that. So, but then I got up there and realized they had WWE paper things that they signed, and I was just like, man, I wasted money on this CD. But if you guys know any of the volumes that are really good, just let me know. I have a lot of that music already downloaded. So, but if, yeah, like I said, if you know any of the music, let me know. I'll hit it up. Next questions are from Megatallica86. First question is, what are my thoughts on TNA not using the 6-sided ring? You know, I really like the 6-sided ring. I thought it was something that made TNA original in America, because there's nowhere else has the 6-sided ring, you know, in a mainstream wrestling fed or any wrestling federation company. I mean, I'd say well-known indie or anything like that. Like Ring of Honor didn't use it. I don't know. I thought it was something that made them special. I think when Hogan and Bischoff came in there, they felt like it was maybe more of a circus act than a professional wrestling company with the ring, and more of a high-flying type ordeal, like a lucha libre, because I know they use it in Mexico a lot, that ring. I don't know, it enhanced the X Division matches. I really enjoyed it. I think this is something that, if Hogan and Bischoff leave, something that I would love to see come back, not just as a gimmick type thing where they bring it in just for Destination X every year. But, you know, that's my thoughts on that. I love the 6-sided ring. I thought it enhanced X Division matches, and I thought it was original and something different. Next, who I think is underrated and underused in WWE, TNA, and Ring of Honor. I kind of did a video like this recently, a while back. You know, Dolph Ziggler, I think, is underrated. I think he should be more of a champion. I don't think he's underused. I think he's used well, but I don't think he should be in the main event level. I think he's got the right kind of look. Daniel Bryan, I think, is underused and underrated. Yoshitatsu, Trent Beretta, Tyson Kidd, all those guys I think are underrated and underused. TNA, I would say Samoa Joe, definitely underused and underrated. D'Angelo De Niro, Crimson, I see Alex Shelley, Kaz, Christopher Daniels. Christopher Daniels, I don't understand why he's not on the same level as like AJ Styles and Samoa Joe. I don't understand why he never got that world title run. You know, I think that would be absolutely something I would love to see. Would be Christopher Daniels getting that title run. So, thumbs up on the Christopher Daniels title run, which will never happen. And then Gunner. I think Gunner to me is kind of like if Balls Mahoney like had a gym membership and took care of his teeth. That's what Gunner is. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I think he's underrated. Tag teams. Next one is, who would I put together as a tag team from Megatallica? You know, I think Miz and Christian will work well together. I think better than Miz and Truth. Ryder and Trent Beretta, I think, would be an interesting kind of, you know, Long Island, Jersey Shore type thing. John Morrison and Rey Mysterio. Kaz and Kendrick, I think, would be good. William Regal and Daniel Bryan, I think, would be an interesting tag team to let them tag a little bit. And then Roderick Strong and Michael Elgin. I know Strong does a lot of single stuff, but I think splitting up maybe a tag team that they have now, maybe, and kind of letting them do some single stuff and putting these guys together as a solidified tag team, I think that would be really cool. A Strong style tag team, that would be something interesting. The next question is, who came up with the IWR outro? Whose idea was it to use it? Definitely not me. It was kind of J-Man's whole deal. He set the whole thing up. You know, worked out well. It's kind of the signature thing that we do at the end of all of our videos. It worked out well. If you want to know more about that, you might want to shoot him a message or whatever and ask him about it. But yeah, I don't really know too much about it other than it's pretty good and it's pretty cool. Next I got, let's see here, from Intron475. Who do I think is underrated technical ability-wise? You know, I think Dean Ambrose is somebody who's underrated technical ability-wise. I think that mostly known for being in, like, you know, CZW and a lot of other hardcore wrestling indie feds, and kind of, you know, being that. But I think his technical ability in the ring is a lot better than people give credit for. If you've seen his Tyler Black matches, you know what I'm talking about. You know, he's some other matches that he's done that are pretty well on the ground. So I'd say him. John Cena. You know, I know some people would disagree, but I think you can absolutely tell when John Cena's in for a fight or a long match when he starts the match off with some ground stuff. You know, when he's doing the ground, you know, headlocks and the basic wrestling stuff that you would start a match with. He does that occasionally, and you'll see it and be like, oh, some wrestling from John Cena. I think he's, you know, he does it on purpose. I think people are going to say, you can't wrestle, and then he does. But, you know, he's not great, but I think he's approved technical ability-wise. I think he's a bit underrated. Eric Young, used mostly as a joke, but I think he's underrated technical-wise. Evan Bourne, you know, I saw a lot of his indie stuff. I know he's mostly known for being a high flyer, but I think on the ground, you know, I don't think he can go with the best, but I think he's a lot better than people give him credit for. I don't think he's much of a ground guy. I think he does a lot of high-flying stuff, so it kind of takes away his people thinking he's a good technical wrestler. And then Bobby Roode is somebody who's really sparked and become a lot more technical. I'd say James Storm as well, both guys. So those are my underrated technical ability in my personal opinion. Next I got favorite hardcore matches. One of my favorite matches ever is actually the I Quit match from NWA from '89, the Ric Flair versus Terry Funk matches. I love that match. Just thought it was great. Awesome. Mike Awesome versus Masato Tanaka from One Night Stand 06. I think this was kind of a sleeper match because nobody expected it. But yeah, I absolutely loved it. Orton versus Foley, Backlash 04. Definitely a standout match for Orton. Definitely one of those matches that helped him break out. Kevin Steen versus Super Dragon from PWG's. I know it's on another show, but I have it on Sells Out. Their Guerrilla Warfare match. Absolutely insane. Triple H versus Cactus Jack Royal Rumble 2000. Shane McMahon versus Kurt Angle at, you know, the King of the Ring 2001. And then Terry Funk versus Mick Foley at King of the Deathmatch Japan. Absolutely insane. If you've never seen this match, it's nuts. But I definitely check that out. Favorite. Next question from Intron is favorite 5 guys on the mic ever of all time, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna go number 5, Dusty Rhodes. Could listen to Dusty Rhodes ramble about nothing all forever. Mick Foley, number 4. Number 3, Chris Jericho. 2, Flair, and number 1, The Rock. Yeah, I could sit and listen to The Rock talk about anything all day. But yeah, that would be that. Next from Intron is Dream Tag Teams. This is kind of hard because, you know, I like to put guys together that I think would be interesting. I don't know, my own kind of thing. Anybody could just let's put The Rock and Ric Flair together, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that seems kind of like anybody, you know, something everyone would want to see. So I kind of come up with interesting. I think Chris Jericho and Austin Aries would, you know, just be douchey. I think that would be cool. The Raven and Tyler Black, I think, would be kind of cool. Owen Hart and Daniel Bryan, or Bryan Danielson. Call him if you guys like this name, give me 2 thumbs up. It's the Dragon Nuggets. I think it's pretty cool. And then AJ Styles and John Morrison would be kind of cool to see them, you know, together. And then D'Angelo De Niro, the Pope, and Godfather. That would be entertaining. Kurt Angle and Jack Swagger would be just a wrestling clinic. And then I think Ric Flair and Robert Roode, or Bobby Roode, to have them come out there with the robes and all be, I think that'd be kind of cool. I don't know, to me, dream tag teams, I could sit in forever and think about dream tag teams, but those are just a couple I thought of just real quick, you know. Next, I got a question from Mr. AOK 1000. Am I upset that WWE is not using wrestling or wrestlers in WWE. You know, yeah, kind of. I think it kind of spits on past, you know, stuff that's happened, and I think it's one thing that I've always told myself if I ever got famous or did anything big, that I would never forget where I was from. I would never change the way it is for money. I think WWE changed this for money, part of the reason, and I think they consider it wrestling and wrestler a dirty word. I think when people hear wrestling, that's fake, or wrestling, yeah, those people take steroids, or wrestling, oh, that guy in 20 years, 15 years, 10 years, whatever, he's gonna kill his family. Come on. I just think that they want to get away from that whole ideal thing of it is, and call them superstars and call it WWE Universe, and I don't know. It doesn't offend me. It's annoying. You know what I mean? Next, I got a couple questions from, and I know I'm going to say this wrong. Neville Magilsey. If I'm saying that wrong, man, just let me know, because I have no idea how to pronounce that. But he asked me. I think I had a couple questions from him. What was the best match and best show I've ever seen? I've seen a lot of good stuff. The one match that always lingers with me that I continually tell people about and have never seen. Not a lot of people are huge. A lot of people are into Japanese wrestling, but I think one of the best matches I've ever seen. That is hard to beat, and that'd be Kenta Kobashi versus Mitsuharu Misawa from 2003. I don't remember what show it's from, but I think YouTube. It's on YouTube. I'll find the link if I can, and I'll put it in the description if any of you guys want to check it out. It's absolutely amazing. These guys, as old as they were, I don't know, just something about, this is one of the matches, the real big matches that really got me into Japanese wrestling and watching, Misawa and Kobashi matches in that 90s era for All Japan. So, I mean, I would say that's literally the best match I've ever seen. So I would say check that out. And then the best show I've ever seen is also a Japanese show. And here's the funny thing about this. The funny thing about this is, MVP Shear just reviewed the show a while back, actually, and there's some things about it I don't like about the show, but it's very hard to say that it's not the best wrestling show I've ever seen. It's really hard to say that it's not, and that's Dream Slam 1, and it's actually a Japanese women's wrestling show from the early 90s. I mean, it's absolutely amazing, but like I said, there's some things about it I don't like. Like I said, if you need, I'm sure I think some of the matches are online. If you just type in Dream Slam 1 on YouTube, you can find some of the matches. Like I said, with the Kobashi stuff, you can find that. I'll try to put a link of the Kobashi Misawa match, and have you guys check that out. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, that's the best shows I've seen. All-time favorites. I'm gonna have to go with Chris Jericho. I think is my all-time favorite. I think the thing I like about Chris Jericho is he's one of those guys that's not stingy. I think he always reinvents himself, and whenever he does, he always makes it purposeful. He's a good wrestler. He's good on the mic. He's a combination of a lot of different things. And I think that the fact that he wants to see wrestling get better, he wants to do new things, and he's willing to put over younger guys. I mean, to this date, Evan Bourne beat Chris Jericho clean on a pay-per-view. I mean, I think that's something I really appreciate about him, and Mick Foley are two guys that I truly appreciate about the wrestling business, that they really are willing to do whatever it takes to really help out. And I think with everything combined, with him reinventing himself, there's just I just absolutely love Chris Jericho as a total. I think he's one of the greatest of all time. So I hope to see him come back eventually. And then one of the questions you sent me, I have no idea what it. Favorite wrestling ATM, I have no idea what that is. Shoot me a message. I don't know what that is. And then the last one, how did I meet all the IWR guys? I think it's IWR guys. You put IWC, I'm not quite sure what it was for sure you meant. But if you're talking about me and the IWR guys, the guys that I do the show with, met J-Man before all the other ones. Used to come into my work all the time, and we got talking about wrestling because he had wrestling shirts on all the time, and I got to talking to him, and he said he did pay-per-views at his house, and started going over his house. I'd say maybe it's been about a little over a year watching pay-per-views with him. Met Eric and Robert and all of them. They're all friends with J-Man and first, and kind of just blended in with them, and then J-Man got a camera, and we decided we wanted to do a show. We've been talking about it for a long time, and we finally did, and that's the cake right there, guys. So if you guys want to know any more about that, you have to ask them some more stuff. We might be doing some profiling stuff with the IWR show, let you guys know more about ourselves. But definitely, check that out. Check out the IWR show. Check out everything I was talking about. Thanks for the questions. I enjoyed doing this, and I'll probably do another one here soon. Not soon, but here sometime. So, yeah, thanks, guys, and thanks for watching.